you in details. Okay. So when I started Tosca trainings in the year of 2020, okay, 2020, 22, 21, that time, probably we has to learn each and every concept in detail. It might take more than 60 days or 45 days or 50 days. Okay, that is the case earlier. Now, what is happening? The market is changing speeder, and even we have to upgrade quick. Okay, so my roadmap is changed little bit. I'll tell you what things I'm going to discuss as per the plan, and after how many days you guys can put resumes and try for the opportunities. Getting? Mm, very good. So here, team, I'm just trying to open the Word document which we discussed yesterday. Somewhat, this is the demo. Is everyone able to see my screen?
So loading. Yes.
Yes, sir, we can able to
Yes, you all are able to see my screen. Okay. I'll tell you the roadmap here because it is a very important thing. Still, we are learning things in slower manner. It won't add any value. We just want to learn the things quickly. So initially, what I'll do, okay, I'll just start Tosca Commander intro, okay, introductions, like how to create the project and how the team is working in real time and what is the workflow in real time. Probably I can tell you completely a real time approach team. Directly, I can jump into the basic commander introduction, okay, like project creations and module creation, test cases. So maybe I might spend some little bit more time here to understand the fundamentals and pillars. These all are the pillars of the automation. If you understand these things, then you are able to automate the things easily. Okay. Once we are all are familiar with these things, immediately what I'll do, I'll just tell you some challenges. Okay. What are those challenges? How to deal the drop downs? This is one of the biggest challenge, like how to deal the dynamic drop downs and tables, dynamic tables and static tables. So we have a lot to discuss in some challenges. Once you all are familiar with these things, directly we can jump into the floating like RGBs, reusable stuff. Once you create the reusable stuff, test data. So data preparation is done. Then finally execution. So in the RTB section, this is very important and frequently used one in real time. And test data, Tosca, we have three possible ways. One is test case design, TDS, Excel. Excel is optional team. No one is using this Excel right now. So probably most of the cases, each company, they are focusing on test data service only. Once you understand all this framework in execution level, I can directly tell you how to deal with the CI/CD pipelines. Like what is CI/CD pipeline? It is provided by Tricentis Tosca, and how to integrate this one with the Jenkins and other third-party tools. Okay. So to complete this entire flow, obviously it takes at least 30 days of time. Obviously, it takes 30 days of time. After 30 days, what I'll do, immediately I'll activate the Tosca license. I mean Tosca Cloud. Because when you activate Tosca Cloud, then only you get access to do a practice of agentic AI features and co-pilot features, and Vision AI also. So how Vision AI is doing and how to deal with that. And along with that, the latest one, it is introduced by MCP. What is this MCPs do? So the way you are working in Commander, you no need to work hard work. Just do smart work. How to do smart work? Just use LLMs and give the prompt. So LLMs only respond to us, team. So what we do, LLM, it's a kind of chatbots. Okay. So to perform some actions on these Tosca, we use agents, and each agent is converted with MCP. MCP is one of the option to take browser access in our system, and then it performs some actions like click operation, open browser, all these actions it do. Nowadays, what is happening, in a market, the team members who are working, they're asking like Tosca, LLM people, and even the startup companies also, they are looking for the people who are working with the Tosca LLM. It is completely an advanced right now trending market. Okay. This is what my plan team, probably I can cover entire these things. So Tosca Cloud, obviously we do have only a 14 days, and later on I can upgrade this one to another 14 days. So majorly we can get at least 1 month of access for cloud, and accordingly you can do practice with these features. This is what my complete roadmap. Obviously it takes, this is 30 days and this is a 45 days. Obviously 45 days team, not more than that. If any things are left after discussion of all these things, I can discuss with those points in detail one by one. Clear?
Yes,
Yes.
Anuj.
Map is clear to you all?
Yes.
Yeah, because you all are very new to Tosca. But if you want to learn each and everything from the scratch and in detail, if you want that thing, it might take some time, because in my previous batches, each Tosca batch, it obviously takes 60 days of time for me to discuss all the points. That is the case. So even if you are spending that 60 days of time right now, yes, we do spend the at least 60 days, but we are just push upping bit faster with the latest technology point of view. Clear? But it's not like that directly I'm going advanced. As I said, I'll just start Tosca Commander with the basics only. Just starts with the basics, and then advanced, and then bit advanced with AI, and then MCPs. This is the flow, and this is the workflow I just planned to discuss this training part. Clear? I hope everyone clear, right?
Yes.
So the Tosca Q test, it is a test management tool, Poja. There we used to create the test cases, like it is a kind of requirement point of view. Okay, we have a free trial for this Q test, but it comes under integration part. Obviously, I can show you how to integrate Tosca with a Q test. Clear?
Anusha, and one more small question I have. So, in which area are we going to cover API part?
The
Is
APIs,
that
it's a completely other technology, other application.
okay?
See, initially be focused with one application to learn this entire flow.
Okay.
Okay. Once I introduced all these flows, then I'll introduce API testing, how to do API testing in Tosca, and how to do database testing in Tosca, how to do SAP testing in Tosca. So even for SAP applications also same flows. Okay. Initially, majorly what I'll do earlier, after completion of Tosca Commander explanation, immediately I'll start the explanation of these things. Later, I'll start the Tosca Cloud. This is what my roadmap earlier. Clear? Don't worry, team. So, what I promised to discuss with you in detail one by one, obviously, I'm going to discuss each and every point in detail. Okay. So, let us coming to the fundamentals of the Tosca Commander. This is very important. fundamentals of the Tosca commander. So see here, team, this Tosca commander itself, it is one of the IDE. So IDE, and it is a desktop application team. We required installation of Tosca commander in our local system, and once it is installed, we make sure to create some activities. I'll tell you first the structure point of view. In a structure representation, I'll show you how it looks like and what are the features it has. Later we can discuss. So let us assume, team, this is your Tosca commander. Okay. This is your Tosca commander. In this Tosca commander, initially to get the access to this commander, we required a license. Okay. This licensing part and all that management team, they'll take it, they'll activate license. Otherwise, I'll take access and I'll activate license file. License is required. So without license, you cannot do any action on Tosca commander. That is the first thing. License is required. Okay. Once you guys are done with the license activation, the next step is here. In the Tosca commander level, create project. Here you have to create a common user repository. So that means multi-user environment project you have to create. What are the project it is creating? To create this project, the prerequisite is here, the database. So in Tricentis Tosca, to create any project, we have some prerequisites. So we just take the help of these databases to create the project. Just took the help of database to create the project. That is a project creation in Tosca command. Why database, Anusha? I can tell you. So basically what happens in each IDE, once we are done with the test case development team, once you are done with your script development, we have to push this entire code to the repositories. So do you guys have any idea what repositories it is available in the market?
GitHub,
GitHub, Bitbuckets, like this. Okay. So if you are working only in the ID, like let us say you are just working in the ID, not common repository. So once your work is completed, you have to push your code to the repositories. What repositories? One repository is GitHub, another repository is Bitbucket. So like this, we do have a lot of repositories in the market. So out of all, one of the repositories is a GitHub. Clear?
Yes.
Mm. So that is what usually we do. I'll just explain one more time. So see here, basically, if you are working here, okay, let us assume this is your IDE, either Python IDE or Java or Eclipse or Visual Studio, any of these IDs you are working. Okay, what are the test cases it is assigned to you? You are just develop those test cases. Let us assume this is completely other tester point of view. Like if you are working with either Selenium or Playwright or any other coding related test automation tools, this is the use case. You have to write the test cases in your local system with one of the IDE. Once you are done with your code, you have to do one thing. This is your common repository. In this common repository, you have one branch. What are the code you are done? You have to push your code back to the repository. This is what a push happens. So why this repository is required? This is a GitHub. So why this repository is required? In this GitHub, the entire team members consolidated recent activities we can see. For example, if my team members are 5, yes, I can see that 5 members related test case details in detail directly in the GitHub. Understanding? This is what happened for other automation tools. But in Tosca point of view, that is not the case. In Tosca point of that is not the case. So you no need to work with a GitHub, you no need to work with a Bitbucket and all. So here the flow is very simple. So at the time of creating the project, At the time of creating the project, we used to take care the help of the database. Tosca point of view, this database, it is acting as a common repository. Understanding? So Tosca point of view, this database option, it is acting as a common repository. Common repositories means in real time, once the project is created, I'll give this project access to the users like SSO login. I'll just add my entire team members' mail IDs here. What are the mail IDs I added here? Or user IDs here. So they'll get directly access to this project. So in their system, they used to log in the same project with the SSO login. So to create such a kind of common user environment actors, they just use the database option here. These two prerequisites are clear. Any questions, team? Team, am I audible? Could you please speak loudly?
Yes. Yes, Anish. Clear, clear.
So these two prerequisites are clear to you all?
Yes.
Okay. So by default, Tosca is giving some kind of database system. So what are those databases and how it look like? I can tell you those things. Observe here very carefully. The database categories, it is a SQLite is one of the database, and Oracle and DB2 and MS SQL Server. So these all are the available databases in a Tosca project creation. Most of the cases, the companies, they choose the MS SQL Server database to create the project from their end. Clear? Let me show you. I'll show you directly these things in a Tosca Commander. Don't worry. I'm just adding the structure as a prerequisite to understand the flow. Okay. Let me show you entire stuff. I'm just opening the Tosca Commander team. Yeah. So see here, team, at the time of opening this Tosca Commander, it is checking the license. Okay. Once you have license, proper license activation, then only you all are able to see all these options are enabled. Why all these options are enabled? Because I have a license. Okay. To create a project, click on create new. As I mentioned earlier, team, to create a project in Tosca. So here the type of the repositories. These repositories, as I mentioned, it always choose the database option. So what is the DB option here? By default, it takes the single user repository. None create single user. Create single user is not recommended in real time. Don't create this one. Okay. So how to create a repository then? Use here SQLite, MS SQL Server or DB2 or Oracle, any one of these databases. If I use MS SQL Server, uncheck this one. Here you have to give the connection string. This connection string you directly get from your team lead. Okay. Who are working as a lead dealing your project, they directly share this particular connection string with you. You can take it and directly update here and then test the connection. Okay. Once you test the connection, easily you can create the project in your local system. So, but selecting the type of repository is very important. And coming to this SQLite, let me go back. This Oracle MS SQL Server DB2, we require database installations in our system. For practice purpose, I'm telling. If you are doing a practice, if you want to do a practice with the Oracle, MS SQL or DB2, must be required databases in our system. If you have databases in your system, then only you are able to get the access to create a project with the Oracle DB2 and MS SQL Server. But here, team, Tosca is providing some replica here. The replica is here. Simply, you can use SQLite. SQLite is one of the flexible option for the practice purpose, and even it is the replica of other three databases. If you are working SQLite, that means ultimately you are working with these environment, these DB common repos only. Same replica, but the DB option is changed. That's it. Okay. Once you choose the SQLite here, team, uncheck this one, what it means of use existing repo and uncheck repo. So if you see this image very clearly, this project, it's already created. Okay. As a user, the first user trying to connect to this project, whenever the first user trying to connect this project with their laptop, they must enable this option. What is option? Use existing repository. The meaning of that, this project, it's already created. They are just logging to the existing one. Okay. Is this option clear? Checkbox option.
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing is here, right now I'm just creating new project. Just if you're creating new project, always make sure to uncheck this option. Once you guys are uncheck this option, enter the name of your project. I'm just entering something like mhm, new project. Just remove up to keep yeah, common repositories only. New project and enable this workspace template and then next. What is this workspace template? Is nothing but team. Already Tricentis team, they provided some of the predefined standard modules. What it means, I can explain once we log into the project. Okay. Click on next. In 2025 version, it's mandatory to design the user IDs and password. So the username, I'm just keeping admin as it is. I'm just adding some password here. So once the password is met, it enable the OK button, click on OK button. Then it creating a new workspace, a new common workspace. Just enter the credentials. If you're working in a real time, the common repository must you have to enter. So I said SS for login, right? Enter username as your mail ID and then your respect to automation tool password. Okay. So see here, team, once you log into the commander, this is the main commander. Must you have to understand some of the features here. So I'll just highlight each and every one. Try to get the things. Let me highlight the first one. So this is the all the tabs which is related to Tosca commander. Okay. Majorly we used to work with the home tab and this project tab. Okay. And along with that, these dynamic tabs depends upon the activities. We used to pick any one of these tabs, but always everyone, it makes sure they used a home tab frequently. So what are the features this home tab it is holding till? This home tab it is holding. These all are the some clipboard activity, editing the information. Like if you want to edit anything, modify, just use the edit feature. This is the go-to section. In this go-to section, this is your project icon. If you click on this particular icon, it go to the project. You can see in the bottom, the project is populated. New underscore project. This new underscore project is one of the project team. And are you guys able to see the entire structure is created in this new project level? Entire
Yes.
structure is created is nothing but team. So what are the sections you are seeing here? All these section we use to call it as a modular framework. Okay. So you no need to set up any separate framework in Tosca point of view. Once you create a project, it automatically add all these sections. These all sections we use to call it as a modular framework. It automatically create the modular framework. Okay. And out of all these sections, so which options we most frequently use for the testing purpose? The first option, the workflow I'm just telling here. Complete project workflow point of view. First, we use to create the modules, develop the test case, and then execution. This is the normal workflow for each and every application. Even if you're working in a web or desktop or API or database, what are the project category? This workflow is common. Other than this, so we use configuration sections. The configuration section is mainly used for global variables. For entire project, if you want to maintain all of your global variables into one particular locations, then use this configuration section. This is a global variable section. The next one is here, team, test case design section. So test case design is one of the option. It is available for data-driven framework. So in real time, to prepare, to test one particular functionality with the different combinations of data, we use test case design. So let me explain one more tip. You have a login functionality. You just want to test login functionality with the different data. For example, entering valid email ID password, invalid email ID, valid password, valid email, invalid password, like this. Such a kind of combinations we use to design within the test case design section. And even we call this one as a data-driven framework. And this option is used for Tosca old projects. The projects which already set up this TCD framework, they always use the same framework to design the data. Clear, team? So Tosca old projects, they're still using these things. Okay. And as a tester or as a team member or test team lead, frequently we used to work with these sections. One is modules to create the module, then create test case, and then execution. Clear this workflow. You might able to see in this location the number of sections, but it's not like that we are using all these sections for automation. In automation point of view, the workflow majorly involves at least 4 to 5 sections. That's it. This one and this one. Totally five. 5 or 4. It depends upon the project to project. So these sections are clear.
Yes, Anush.
Any questions here? Hmm?
Quick question.
Yeah, please go ahead. Tell me. Team.
So maybe curious to know, like, how about the reporting and issues? All will be part of comes here only, right? Once the execution is completed and capturing the screenshots, all be.
Yeah, capturing screenshot, capturing recording of the test executions, all these options, it's already there in the test case section. Okay. At the time of development, the test case, at the time of execution, what options you want, you can enable that options. That is available. Okay. High level, ultimately what I'm telling, maybe in a project level, you can see these many sections. Out of all, frequently used things are these. As you said, one more thing is a reporting. So reporting, it's a section which is designed for to work with a customized reports in case requested by client. If clients wants a customized report for all these touch cases and all them, so simply you can go with the report section and design the customized. But it is a only one-time activity. So it is not like that entire team they get access to work with the report section. So who are familiar with this, they'll use to create the reports based on the client specification. Okay, that is the reason I'm not highlighted this one, but the reporting section, it is a completely customized and one-time activity. Clear? And the other sections, what are the other sections you are seeing? Those other sections, it is not related to automation. Those are related to management point of view, test management point of test management point of view. Like in real time, what management tools we are using? We are using either Jira, Azure DevOps, so Qtest, some of the management tools we are using. So even Tosca is also providing a test management activities. To work with that, simply you can use here requirement section to create the requirements, and then issues test planning section, so to design the test plans and all. And next one is issues section. This all are the completely related to a test management, but these are not recommended in real time. So no one is utilizing these things as per my experience. Clear? But team, you might get one of the interview questions in requirement section level. I'll give you just what is what, how exactly these sections help us to create requirement, test plan, and issues. Okay. So majorly be focused with the automation workflow. So this home tab, and once you click on this home tab, the project icon, once you perform click operation on this project icon, you are able to see this entire structure. Clear? Team, everyone clear with this?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So the next one is here, team. This is a section, and what it means, all the in the entire project you can see all these sections. Okay, but whenever we use to perform some kind of drag and drop activities, most of the cases we always use the drag and drop activities. If you are trying to perform some drag and drop activities, it might create some confusion. To avoid that, each section you can make it into a separate window. How to do that? You can see it is automatically added each section as a separate window. Okay. And now I'm just closing all these each sections. You can close these sections whenever you want. And if you want to make it separate window, you can do that. I just closed everything. Okay, only the project I'm just seeing here. In this project, I just want to make this modules as a separate window. Then do one thing, right click on here. You can see the plus icon to make it as a new window. Click on this, then it's create a new window. Same project only you are working, but you just separated this window into a new window. But ultimately you are working within the project only. Okay. This is the one option. The one option is here. Just do right click and click on plus icon. This is the one option. The another way is here, team. Simply go to the home tab. Go to home tab. And in this home tab, you can see one option that is a sections. In these sections, click on here. What section you want to make it into a separate window? Pick that. I'm just using test cases. You can see test cases is added. If you come back again home, if you are using modules, then it is jumping back to the modules. So each and every section, which is sections you are adding, all those sections are added into this. Here,
Yes.
Yes.
Then
Just give me one minute. Team clear? Mhm. Go to
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
section and then make it into a separate window. Which window you want, just make it into separate window. Two approaches. One thing, directly go to project, do right click and make it separate. Otherwise, go to sections and make it separate. And the next one is here, team activities. This is very important while working in the real time who are dealing with the multi-user environments. So basically, if you come back to the previous structure which I explained to you, uh, do I captured anything? Yeah. So here I said one thing, who are working with the Tosca development point of view, like IDEs in programming languages or Selenium and other programming languages, they build the test case. After build the test case, they push the repository. It's not a single time activity. If they work first day, they used to push code. If they started working in second day, they used to push code. So this is a completely daily activity must you have to perform. You have to push code. If you want, you can pull back the code to the repository. So these activities, it happens quite often. Okay. The same kind of actions you can see in Tosca Commander also, but terminology is bit different. The terminology is here. Let us assume this is your database. Let us assume this is your database. In this database level, what are the test cases it designed by the tester to push these test cases to the database? They have to perform one action as a check in all. This is the option. Check in all. This is the option. The check in all is nothing but ultimately I can say it is a push command. We are just pushing the information to the repository. What is our repository? Our repository is a database. Obviously, we are pushing to the repo, but terminology point of view, always use a repository. Don't mention database. Okay, just push repository data to the repository. If you want to update a latest information in the repository back to your project, make sure you have to perform the update on. Have to perform update all. Okay. Then what about other two categories? So other two categories, this is a multi-user environment, right? So those are options to get the edit access. Those are options to get the edit permissions. So, but before jumping to that, check in all, update all is clear. Hmm?
one quick question. Answer. So even any update is happened, again they need to perform check-in all, right?
Yeah. So the simple point of view, okay. If any recent updated, it is available in the repository. For example, the entire 5 members are working. Enter 5 members work, it is available in the repository. To update this entire 5 members work in your system, you have to hit the update all. What it means, check-in all. Check-in all is a push command. So what are the work you've done so far? You are just pushing that entire work in directly to repository using check-in all.
Okay.
Okay. It is a kind of push. We are just pushing our information to repository. So pull is nothing but we are just pulling the recent info. It is available in the repository. That is a pull command. Clear this check-in and update. So why I'm telling this check-in and update all we can use most frequently in a real time. So that is the reason even you can see here directly the option is highlighted with a name as a team. That means the team is interacting with these kind of actions frequently they used to do. Okay. The first action is here, the check-in all. They used to perform check-in all to push the data to the database. To push data to the database, they used to perform check-in all. Update all is nothing but what are the data it is available in the database. To replicate the center recent data to the workspace, use update all. So it is a kind of pull command. Kind of pull, not exactly the terminology. The terminology is always check in all update all. But understanding purpose, I'm just telling like push and pull. Clear?
Yes.
So the next one is here, team checkout to and checkout. So these all are the very important. If any person wants to work on any particular area, they have to perform checkout. Initially, let me do check-in. Initially, what happens? Every entire team member, they can rate everything in the project. So that means initially each persons, they have a read permissions. Initially, what permissions each persons they have? Only read permissions. You can able to read anything within the project. Okay. If you want to edit means if you want to create a test case or create a module or rename the module or update the properties, if you want to do any activity, must you have to perform update, checkout. So here I'm just selecting the module section. I just want to modify the name of the module. If I'm trying to modify this one, but nothing, why nothing is happening here? Because I don't have edit access. I can read it, but I'm not able to modify. So even if I'm trying to delete again, nothing is. What is the main point here? If you want to modify or edit anything, make sure come back here and then do perform checkout. Checkout tree, it's a kind of edit accesses. Once you do checkout, now it is enabled. How to recognize Anusha? I'll just show you this thing. The checkouted folder, are you able to see which is highlighted with some color representation? What is the color here, Tim?
Green.
Green color. So once you check out any piece of folder, either folder or test case, folder or test case or execution, so you have to go there and do checkout. Once you do checkout, you can able to see the green color. You can able to see green color. That means it is checked out. You have complete edit permissions to this particular folder. What I'll do now, if I have edit permission, just simply come back here. I'll modify the name. So am I able to edit the name of the module? I think I'm able to edit the name of the module, right? Just mention like a technical info. Are you able to see the module section is renamed with the technical info? Because I just renamed the module. If you want any other more names also, you can modify it. If you want to edit anything, or always use the checkout option. Once you check out, if you want to create any scan option, then use scan option. In the test case section also same way. If you are working with the test case, go to test case. First select your test case folder. this folder, and then go to Home tab, perform checkout. Once you do a checkout, you have permission. Right click here, create a test case. Now you're able to see the test case is created. But here you can observe one more thing. What is the color representations you can see here? Is the color representations you can see here? This is a green color. What is the meaning of green? This one is checked out. Okay. And what about this one? Do we have any color here?
No.
No. So after checkout, if we create anything, those all replicate into empty color like this. So that means you are the person after checkout, this test case is created. That means ultimately you have edit permissions to this test case as well. Got it? Team clear?
Yes.
Yes, Anisha.
Okay. And what about the standard modules, virtual folders? Are you able to see any line representations here?
No.
We
No.
don't have edit access to these two areas. If you want edit access, select these folders and then perform checkout. Clear? So initially, each section wise, you have a read permission only, but to work with any particular section, go there and then do checkout. Checkout is applicable for each section wise. Go to each section and then do checkout. Go to each section and then do checkout. Okay. And here team, so far what we discussed, I just tell if you do checkout, what is the color representation you can able to see. So this one is checked out by yourself. So if you check out, what is the color representation you can see here? What is the color representation we
Green.
are seeing here right now?
Green.
Green color, because you are the person, it is checked out. So here, whenever you are working in the multi-user environment point of view, who are working with you, so if they able to see the same folder with the red color, same folder with the red color. Why red color? Because it's been already locked by one of the user. How the team members simultaneously they are working and they are accessing the work in Tosca because of this. Okay. So red color is nothing but this one is locked by our team member. So who are working as a team member, your co-worker. So they log this particular module section to create some work on that particular area. You can able to see that activities also who logged this one and what is the information of that user. So how to do that? Just simply do right click here. You can able to see one option like a show checkout details. So this one is checked out by whom you are able to see easily. This one is checked out by whom. For example, show checkout, it will show you the user is here, admin. In real time also, you can see the checkout person name and you can check the details also. Very simple. Don't go in depth while explaining examples. You might get complete picture on this. But so far, understand if you do checkout, you can able to see a green color. If your team members able to see same thing in a red color. Okay. So these all are the locked by your team members. So how to unlock the locked modules? How to unlock the locked modules or test cases. So team, we don't have direct authorization. So admin is having access, admin have access to revoke the lock. So they have access, but they cannot perform in real time. They cannot perform a real time. They cannot perform on real time. That is not possible. So because if they perform, what are the test cases, development models created by the person, they lose everything. Okay. So how to unlock all the modules which is already created and checked out? To do that, very simple step, do check in all. If you perform check-in all, what happens, it unlock all the sections which is checked out and push to repository. At the time of performing a push activity, what happens? It unlock all the modules or sections, module test case, executions. What are the things you locked? Everything it do unlock. If I want to work with a module section, I'll check the person who is working here. I'll go to directly our Teams application. So in the Teams chat, we have real time, right? I'll just ping the person, like asking like, hi Ramu, please do check in. So I just want to work with a modules section or modules folder. So once I ping this message to him, then what Ramu's think? Okay, Ramu go to the module section. They think it is locked by himself. Directly he perform the check-in. Clear this activity.
One big question, Sean. So instead of pushing this check in all, uh, not to push the code, but just to update, we can do update all, right? Update all will
What
pull that.
update all do? It replicate recent updated info in repository to workspace.
Workspace.
Workspace is nothing but commander.
But it will not push to the
It will not push. It do only update
update.
activity. We are just working with the updating the things which is recently available in the repository.
It will not unlock, right? It will not unlock the.
It won't unlock. It is only updating the latest info in a repo back to our commander. That's it.
Okay.
To unlock, must you have to perform one thing, that is a check-in.
Okay.
So now you got the clarity between these two, check-in all and update all. Update all is only an option to replicate the latest info to your workspace. That's it. Any other questions so far? Team, any questions?
Anusha, one small question. Are we going to do any test case today or from tomorrow are we going to start?
Could you please speak loudly?
No, actually, what I'm asking is, are we going to do any test case today, just like a demo, or completely tomorrow actual class will start?
The test case also, I just plan to show you, but the intro level only, we are just done with the time. Tomorrow I'll show you the test case flow.
Sure. Okay.
So these all are the options, team. It is available. We are just understanding each options in detail. That's it. Okay. Once you understand all these features, so directly when I jump to the module creation and all, you are able to understand easily. Clear?
Yes.
Good. So what points we discussed so far, please make sure to make a note and try to go through a recording video one more time and make a note what things you guys feel like, any questions or challenges or any kind of doubts. Just make a note. We can discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay.
One more thing, Anisha, like what is the system requirement for to installing this Tosca, like RAM or GB, how much memory required?
So to work with this Tosca, we require Windows 10 or 11. Okay. The system configuration is very simple. Windows 10 or 11 and 8 GB RAM of this system. and SSD, anything, or a hard disk, anything is perfectly fine. Hmm?
So if we have 4 GB RAM, it's not sufficient to work on.
That is sufficient to download and installation, but whenever you are doing a practical sessions, it might give somewhat of little bit lazy performance, because this Tosca itself, it takes some time, some space of your RAM for the installation purpose. The
Oh,
file size itself, it obviously 1 GB to 1.5 GB.
okay.
Okay, that is the reason. If you have 4 GB of RAM, it's good. You can download, install, but if you have patience to do a practice like this, you can do. But better you can upgrade to 8 GB. You can expect at least better performance from Tosca Commander point of view. Hmm?
Okay. Good. Yeah.
And hard disk memory can be like some 100 GB should be fine, right? Or
What is that?
a hard disk memory, it should be like
Anything is fine. 500 GB, 1 TB, okay. Or what I can say, SSD, 250 SSD, 520 SSD, anything is fine. Hmm? Only the RAM is comes to the picture, minimum 8 GB RAM. Hmm? Team, any questions? Pooja, Sumant, Nagdeep Kumar, Bhavani Sri, Bharati, Bharat.
Yeah, I'm good.
For today, I'm good, Anusha.
Okay. So, team, we just gone through a basic stuff which is there in Tosca Commander, the tool understanding, because it's very important and it is basic fundamentals. And tomorrow also, I'll explain directly the module creation, test case development, and test executions. Okay. I just plan to explain directly these things, but if I explain directly, you might not able to understand. That is the reason I just given some basic information today. So what are these features and how it works? Okay. And once you're done with the Tosca installations and license activations, make sure you have to create a project from your side, use SQLite repository, then understand the entire framework. This is your framework. And try to do practice on these team activities. Okay. So tomorrow also we have a class at around 7 a.m. only, team. Tomorrow also we have a 7 a.m. only. So day after tomorrow onwards, the regular class timings. I think you already discussed with Jyoti, right? Regular class timings are 9 a.m. So if you're not discussed with a Jyoti, could you please check with her again? So the regular class timings are 9 a.m. So right now we are just discussing demos parts in the 7 a.m. Clear? The same time only tomorrow
Yes.
also, but day after onwards, the regular time it should be 9 a.m. Clear? Great, great, great. So thanks to you all for your active response. Tomorrow we can connect same time and we'll discuss few more things in tomorrow's class with the example. Thank you, team.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Anusha.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Have a nice day, all of you. Bye bye.